Hey guys, so I want to share these important tips with you. Why? Because as a woman in my 40s that I travel in the country, out of the country, on a plane, on a train, whatever, however I travel, on a cruise, whatever, I want you to be aware of these things. Even if you're taking a trip out of town in your vehicle, be aware. Be aware. First thing is this. Sex trafficking is real. Sex trafficking is real in the melanin community. They want those young girls. More chocolate, they want you, okay? So, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen with others, so we ain't here for all that. I'm just saying, it's real. It's really real. And I'm talking to you as a big sister, a friend, or something, or someone, whatever you look at me as. I want you to realize these tips I'm getting ready to give you can save you money, time, energy, and save your life. Tip number 1, before you leave the house, you have a piece of paper like this, that has all the important phone numbers of people that you love and you can reach out to, and you want to update that accordingly. You love and you can reach out to. You want that. You want your ID, okay? A major credit card, okay? And some cash. You want to take those things, wrap them up nice and tightly, put them in a little plastic envelope or something, because you don't want to just put money in here. I remember a lady who was like a godmom to me. She said, honey, stop putting the money just in there, because you can get an infection in your nipples or in your breast. You just don't know where that money been. And I never thought about that. And ever since then, I try to either put it way on the side, away from my nipple, or whatever the case may be. But it is harder for somebody to try to take something out of your bra than it is to grab your purse, snatch your purse, or if you set something down and grab it, like your phone or something. Oh my gosh, I don't know my daughter's number. I don't know my husband's number. Some people don't know numbers, and they don't know what to do. If somebody was like, well, you can use my phone. Well, I'm using your phone, but I don't even know who I need to call. Why? Because I don't have any numbers in my brain. And this is how it is with social media, and everything is all connected to technology. And we just let technology do all the things for us. I'm an 80s baby, so I grew up in the era where literally we had to remember things, and that was just something we did, is we remembered and we tried to have the important things locked in the brain. That's not today. Okay, so tip number 1, have a list wrote down of all the people, your doctor, your AAA if you have AAA, your roadside service if you have that, your insurance number, your dentist, your parents, your children, anything and anyone that you can contact that is very important if something was to happen and you needed help with something or whatever. Your bank number, even that, because something might happen and you don't have none of the cards or anything to call. Put your bank number on that piece of paper too, so you could call them. Hey, my wallet or whatever. You know, I hate to speak things, but something occurred. Please stop it, cut it off, because you don't know that. You get what I'm saying? You don't know that. So you want to have those things. These are important tips. Please share this video. That's one thing, right? Another thing is, when you are traveling out of town, I did show a video some years ago about having those extra locks. It's a lock that you put on your door in the hotel where no one can get in. No one cannot get in. I would admonish you, if you are single and you're traveling with your children as a woman, do not let housekeeping clean your room. Let them give you new towels, new sheets. I don't let them clean my room. I don't want them seeing what's in there, so they can see that there's no man there or no man present. You don't want that, because you don't know. A lot of times these hotels be connected to sex trafficking. It could be somebody in that hotel that's watching you and see that you're new to the area, don't know much about the area, and then can tell a friend or family, hey, yeah, they just left out. They're getting ready to go get something to eat or whatever. You have to be very mindful of your surroundings, especially if you're going somewhere on a road trip or going to a city you've never been before. People plot, and it's like they have connections to people that's in places, you know, and they become friendly, and they talk to you in regards to, oh, you new here, oh, you're here for this, and they're getting information. So don't talk too much to people you don't know. Sometimes the front desk will help you, and they'll give you information or whatever, but you know, just be very careful of, excuse me, y'all, just be very careful of sharing too much. Okay, that's another tip. It's so many tips, but it's not for travel. Okay, the other thing is, this happened to us, and when I tell y'all, it was the worst feeling ever. I went through a little town, and going through this little town, my internet access was gone. My GPS stopped. Like, it just was spiraling. Literally, y'all, I had no clue where I was going. You know why? Because back in the days, we had MapQuest and we printed it out and we could still look and say, okay, well, we right here. Let's keep going till we see this, and boom. Y'all, screenshot if you can. Screenshot if you can your destination, or share it with someone. And if that does happen, you can say, hey, text me what I should be doing next. Or if you can, I know it's old school, print it off. If you're doing a road trip, you've never been there before, print it off. Print it off or screenshot it to have it so you know the steps. Because when GPS goes out, I literally was driving around for like 20 minutes to find the tower, for the tower to come back in. And that wasted 20 minutes of our trip, because as soon as it went off, I promise y'all, it was a fork, a 3-way fork. And I'm just, vibing into my music, not paying attention, and boom, GPS gone. I literally could not move, did not know where to go. I was riding in circles through this little town, trying to hopefully pick it back up, trying to go back from where I came from. Even going back, I was like, how did it drop here? But if I go back past there, it's still not coming back. It was just really weird. But it made me feel so alone. It made me feel like I was lost. It was the worst feeling. And it was me and my baby girl. It made me feel, she was sleeping. I woke her up. I said, it was the worst feeling. So screenshot it, share it with someone, print it off, do whatever you can, write it down. Write it down. Do whatever you can to have that when you go on a trip. Another thing, a lot of times people are like, oh, I smoke a little weed. Oh, I drink a little bit or whatever. We had a near-death experience, and I'm going to put this in here, but I'm going to talk more about it in another video. And within split seconds, let me tell you something. The conversation I had with my daughter, and how she said, Mommy, when people get ready to lose their life like this, I wonder what plays in their brain. She was like, Mommy, I knew that we were going to be gone. And I knew that it was going to be painful. And my life flashed before my eyes. Okay? When you are driving, my granddad always said, it's not about offense, it's about defense. Because people do the stupidest things on the road. I have a woman that I met years ago through a family member who was an amazing lady, and she ended up dying. When you are driving, stop getting so close to the car in front of you. Pay attention to what's around you. For one, as a woman, you can get barricaded and blocked in. And trafficking can happen like that. I'm putting more than one thing in because a lot going through my brain, but I'm gonna get back to it. You can be driving and you're so close to the person in front of you, right? When that light, let's say we're not on the highway, that light hits, but we're in a new town, new place. That light hits, and this might be they set up all the time. That light hits, boom, and then now you right there, not even 2 feet away from the next vehicle. So if someone comes up or something occurs, you can't curve out, you can't move. Always give yourself a car length or more between the car in front of you. I don't care how other people feel about it. Enough where another car can't just scoop in front of you, between you and that car. Enough where if something happens, you can back up, slide, and go left or right. That's what you want. Always do that. Why? What happened with her, so this is another thing. One thing is, don't go so close in case people try to barricade you and you see a car that don't look right, or a van with tinted windows trying to come up on the side of you and come to your car, or whatever the case may be, and they barricading you in. There's nothing really you can do, right? Now, when you get that space, you got space to wiggle out. I don't care if I crush the front of my car, I'm getting up out of here. You get what I'm saying? Well, it's going to be scratched up because we getting up out of this bad boy, because I'm going to leave enough space where another car can't just get in. But I can, okay, if I need to move, I can move. Pay attention, okay? Pay attention. I don't know if I should have did these in whatever, but I'm going to still put this out. Okay, so what happened with her, now this is another thing that's just dangerous for driving. Don't get so close to the car and not pay attention when you're at a light. Even though you're waiting for the light, look, pay attention to around you. And that's why still you need that space in front of you. She was at a light and she was so close to the car in front of her, and what happened was she wasn't, nobody really pays attention like this, but you should. The car behind her, a truck behind her, was not paying attention and just kept going. Okay, if when you're at a light, I don't know, for now, because of that happening to her, I be looking in my rear view, looking around, looking in my rear view to see if somebody's out of control, maybe fell asleep or something. Because see, what happened was that truck came, hit her from behind, and then pushed her up towards the next truck, and she got crushed in between them. So just be mindful of that. So backtracking. Write it down, all the important stuff. Write it down, all the important stuff on a piece of paper. Have some cash in case you lose your card or somebody try to take your purse or your phone or something. You have that list to call people. You have cash to do things still, even if. And then also have another credit card. You want to have multiple or some form of access to money in this little teeny little pouch, a little plastic pouch, and you put that in your bra or on your body somewhere where no one's thinking to mess with it. So if something happened, you still can renew yourself and get you back on track, and you can call your bank and all that. Make sure your bank is on there. Make sure the next of kin is on there, your doctor, your dentist, your roadside assistance, anything you can think of, your job, because you never know, you know what I mean? Make sure you can put any number that you can think of on there, your best friend, the closest person that know about you, know what they can, get information. All that should be on that piece of paper, and that piece of paper should be in your wallet at all times, but it also should be on you when you travel, so that way you have it. I don't put my passport inside my purse when I travel. I put my passport on my body along with those things when I travel out of the country. So that's another thing. Some people scan passports. I talked about this. This is a RFID, whatever. I know I'm probably botching it up, but this means that I can walk with this thingy, and it's so old, I need another one, or maybe need to wash it. And no one can't come by and scan it. Do you know people can scan through your wallet? They can scan and get your information, your ID, all that stuff through your wallet. Well, when you have that R stuff that's on here that's blocking, and look it up. If you remember, I'll put the link below. It's not sponsored, but all of my daughters have these. I make sure they have these. People can literally walk past you and just scan your purse and get all your information from your cards, and they can scan your passport. Your passport is the same way. I have the blockers on our passports as well. So this is just giving you guys information to help you. You want a blocking wallet. You want a blocking passport. People are ready to steal identities and go live as you in a whole nother country, and you would never know it, okay? You would never know it. So just be mindful of that. These are just some tips. But that split second of time when you think, oh, I'm fine. When I smoke a little weed, I'm good. But do you know weed makes you slow? It makes you react less, not as fast. Drinking makes you react not as fast. That's where most accidents come from. You think you got it, but then your reaction in your brain is not equating to the actions that your body is giving. And in a split second, you can hurt somebody and also hurt yourself and possibly lose your life. So when you think, oh, I'm a little tipsy, I'm a little drunk, but we need that split second of time for you to be able to react to something that may not be your fault, but it might be somebody else's fault. That's the defense in you. You need to be defensive. But if you are a little tipsy and you're a little high, your reaction ain't gonna be the same. It's not. And I'm gonna talk about that in another video. So yeah, I hope these tips were helpful. If you have any questions or comments, talk to me in the comments. I do talk back. I don't know why I put my phone this way. Oh, because I was I was doing shorts. But don't let anything you can't control you. And you know what I mean. Stick to your script because you are the best at it. And remember, do work. I will see you guys in my next video. Later, my revivers.